Hello rat bags, it's Jade, welcome to a grounded guide. The hot and hazy update is here and I'm going to show you how to get all the milk and mega milk molars in the pond and the oak tree area. You are going to need some tools for this though if you want to get every single one. You're going to need a tier 2 dagger as you're going to have to chop some soggy roots. You're also going to need an underwater lamp, or it's best advised if maybe you've got the helmet, as well as maybe some breathing apparatus and some fins, and you're also going to need a tier 2 hammer. Obviously, the milk molars can't be got until you've got a tier 2 hammer. You'll also need at least one splatburst bomb too. So starting off at the oak lab, and don't forget you can go and buy the milk molar scanner, which will show any nearby. You can find the chip for that at the picnic table inside the Minotaur maze. I've done a separate guide for that, so check it out, but here you go, you can see you can buy it here at Burgle. 5,000 science points. Anyhow, let's go. When you're near a milk molar, you'll see the icon changes in the bottom left on top of the scab, and there's one in the battery room. This will be the easiest one that you're most likely to get hold of. To break it open, you need to go down the first corridor to the left, and then sit on top of it and smash away. Possibly not so easy to get hold of, but by the time you've unlocked the tier 2 hammer, maybe it will be. You need to jump actually down below from Burgle and you notice the tunnel. Grab a torch, swim through. Keep swimming down all the way through. And obviously you will run into some spiders. Eventually it will ping and you know you're getting very close. If you pay attention to the right hand side, you'll notice there's a little area to go instead of down the main corridor, and this is where you're going to need your knife to cut the soggy roots. And that's just a regular milk molar. But there is a gold one in here too. Keep going down the left hand side, back to where that junction was, and then follow it down. You'll find the backpack that's got all of the venom arrows inside, and then keep swimming until you get to a large chamber. Now this one's super tricky. As soon as you come through the entranceway, it's actually below you beneath a rock. You've obviously got more spiders and there isn't much air in here. Do remember I'm using cheats, so you are going to have to run back and get some, or make sure you've got some decent diving apparatus. You can see it's hiding just here. So yeah, you may want to take out the spiders, go and get some air and then come back if you really haven't got that much. Super sneaky, that one. Now it looks like they've actually shut off the entranceway or the exit way. I'm sure you used to be able to get into the pond, but it looks like there's a big rock blocking it. So go back the way you came and we're going to go and get another molar when we go through the anthill. You can't really miss it. It's the only way you can go to get back up to either Burgle or go through the exit of the anthill near the oak tree. So that's going to be your second milk molar you've got, and by now you should have 2 of the golden ones too. Inside the oak tree, this is where you'll also find another gold one. For this you will need a splatburst. Once you've broken the rock, there's the mega milk. Once you're outside, on the other side of the oak tree, facing the pond, you'll come across a sleeping wolf spider, and you can see it's nestled just past it. I'm going to be keeping track of these. You'll see a final picture with all of the positions or rough areas to go to. If it's a yellow skull, that's a mega milk. If it's a white star, that means it's a normal milk. And if it's a blue star, it means it's underwater. And if it's a blue skull, that means it's a mega milk underwater. There's a milk molar underneath the can, which sits just between the wood posts and the pond. You need to go right round to the back of it. You may have to crouch to get at it. Keep going along the pond surface all the way over to the flower bed wall, obviously avoiding lots of the orb weavers. You can see the pagodas on your left hand side. From here, jump directly into the pond or get your way all the way across to the other side, and that's where we're going to find another one. This one's relatively easy as long as you get across the pond without getting eaten by the koi. And just to show you a little bit on the map, Now the next one requires some knowledge of the pond, presuming you've done it at least once and you know where to go and you've unlocked some certain things. Otherwise, if you haven't done any of that, I would follow the steps that you go and explore all the laboratory first. You are going to need some breathing apparatus, at least one, and possibly even some smoothie to help you breathe as well. Inside the underwater tunnel where you find the T-Rex, head towards there. What you're looking for is the sunken treasure chest. This is the outpost burgle chip as well. So don't go into the fan, go straight past it and you hopefully will see it. Again, if you're not used to going through this area just yet, I wouldn't focus too much on the molars just yet. Get used to doing the laboratory first and then go and get this one. But you need a key, the sunken treasure key, which is in a little cave just by the stand. That's deeper into the underwater laboratory areas. Go through it, you're going to encounter lots of spiders. You come to a chamber with some breathing bubbles in it and the mossy key. Inside is another mega milk, so that's going to mean you can upgrade more of your team stuff. Just to show you on the map again where exactly it is. Once you've got that one, stick to the right hand side, don't go further in towards where the underwater laboratory is, and actually go up a little bit until you start looking around the walls, and eventually you'll find some soggy branches blocking off another golden one. And there you go, another mega milk. Now just keep swimming along until you get to the underwater laboratory area and you've solved the puzzles to turning on all three of the breakers. The next milk molar, you might as well go and turn on this switch first because you're going to need to go into one of the breakers to go and get the breaker and the molar that's right next to it. The milk molar here, you're going to have to go through the tunnel to activate the third switch. If somehow you haven't got some flippers, it's quite hard to get into the little corridor there, but it is possible without flippers. You just got to time it so that when the turbine turns off, that's the moment that you've gone straight into try and get there. You can see it pushes you back continuously. If you hug that wall, you should just about make it. Inside the main chamber, you've got obviously the turbine switch, and then in the far corner, you've got more soggy roots. And you're going to need your knife again. That's it for the underwater laboratory area. There's still two that we need to get in the pond and one just outside it. Underneath the blue net, just by the sunken log entrance. Don't go in the log, but go on the side of it. Here it is on the map. If you swim up towards the blue net and get on the far side of the pond, hug the left hand side of the wall towards the pagoda, you'll find one just here. And then the final one, you want to be by the orange leaf as if you're running back towards the actual pagoda itself and then dive directly down. There's another little cave that you can go into. Doesn't obviously matter, you could do this before you go into the underwater laboratory section, but this is just the way that I ended up finding and doing this run, looking around for some. And that's the final one that you can find in the pond and the oak areas. Here's what the final image should look like. I had to add an X because I did forget to put that marker way in the top in the north, but you can see there. There should be 6 milk mega ones and then there should be 9 normal milk molars. As of the update going live, I think there's only about 36, 37 of the milk molars and around 22 of the golden ones, but eventually there will be 72 milk molars and I think 35 or 45 golden ones. The devs have said you will be able to fully upgrade all your stats. So of course I will do even more guides if it gets updated or refreshed in the future. Until then, I'll see you ratbags later.